and welcome to Just Arsenal. My name is Neo, and today we are going to be breaking down exactly what happened in the Crystal Palace match. Was it a sending off? Was it too harsh? Was it too soft? Let's find out. So it is indeed 1-0 to the Arsenal. How many times have you heard that before previously? It was a game that was very, very difficult due to obviously Tomiyasu being sent off for 2 yellows. Was it too harsh? The first one, yeah, I understand. But at the same time, maybe it should have been Kai Havertz because he held on to the ball a little bit longer than Tomiyasu. But the second one was very, very soft. But we're going to be seeing that, especially at the beginning of the season, whilst the referee committee are kind of getting the act together and kind of coming down to some sort of consistent sort of law that this is how we're going to be going by, this is how penalties are going to be given, so on and so forth. But it was two very soft decisions in order for him to be sent off. But nevertheless, we stuck through. We got through it. We showed resilience. We showed maturity. We showed passion, determination. 2 seasons ago, we would have lost that match. Now, talking about tactics, formations, it was indeed a low block with a compressed sort of setup from Crystal Palace, and we had to break them down. We had to show a bit of creativity. We had to show a bit of patience. And again, using the Mazzala overload that I spoke about in the previous video, go check that out. But also, we had to be mature. And I know I keep using that word mature, but the reason why is because experience wins these type of games. All right? If you go into it not ready, not prepared mentally and physically, you will lose. Okay? And I'm quite happy that Zaha is no longer there, because it would have been a problem. It would have been a big, big problem if Zaha was still there, and would have been a problem if Olise was there. But thank God Zaha's gone. Obviously, he's gone to Galatasaray, and Olise is injured, and we battled. These are performances that you're going to need in order for you to push for a title. These are the performances that get you ready, that gets your mind ready for the rest of the year. There's going to be difficult games. And these are the type of games we need to see through at the beginning in order for us to build that confidence, but also to build more resilience. Honourable mentions, I'm going to give a massive shout out to Declan Rice. He was immense. Absolutely immense. He worked his socks off. He knew exactly where to be, what to do, chasing down every ball, giving the right passes. And you can see it time and time again. As each match he plays under Arteta, under Arsenal, he's starting to get a bit more confident in terms of how we should be playing, how he should be fitting into the system. And the first game against Nottingham Forest, I saw him take a couple touches before giving up the pass. But against Crystal Palace, he was giving these first-time passes. He was switching it, and I didn't really know he had that in his locker. Yes, I knew that he was a tyrant of a midfielder, but I still thought that he still could add more to his game, and I still think that. But from the game against Crystal Palace, I started seeing, okay, 100 mil, we're starting to get that. He was tracking back. He made tackles that if he wasn't there, we would have lost that match. That match was something that required physicality, that required that grit. And Declan Rice has that. Obviously, playing from West Ham, coming to Arsenal, he definitely has that, and he brought that to our team. And I am so glad Arteta just said, you know what, we do not care. We tried with 80 mil, we tried with 90, take the 100. And I am so glad we got him, because he is a great addition to our team, especially in that midfield. It's almost like a yin and yang between him and Partey. Partey brings the composure, the softness, the suave, the silkiness to the middle of the pitch. And we've got Declan Rice, who he's bringing a bit of silk to the pitch as well, but he's bringing that grit, he's bringing that physicality, that strength that we needed for such a long time. Now, the question is, how are we going to fare up against Fulham? Are we going to go for the same setup, the Mazzala overload? I personally feel that when Zinchenko, Gabriel and Jorginho come on in the latter stages of the game, I think it was the last 10 minutes, we bossed it. Yeah, we were passing around them. It was almost like a training drill. We were passing around them. We were 10 men. We were 1 man down. We were 10 men. But we was passing around them. You could see that football that we were playing last season was very, very, very beautiful to see. But also it made you realise, maybe this is the team that we need to start with. Understand that Arteta is doing this because of certain teams that we're playing against. And you know what? I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that we've got different options, different choices, different ideas, methods in order for us to try and break a team down or to try and come up against the team. And this is why I'm rating Arteta even more. He's not just trying to go with one formation, bring a bag of players and put them in one formation and make them just work in that formation. No, our summer transfer window has been a window where we're trying to get players who are versatile, who can play in these multiple positions, that can switch with other positions on the pitch. And this is what we're doing. This is what we did against Crystal Palace. Now, let's briefly talk about the tactics that were in play in the game and the tactics that we had to eventually go into once we went a one-man down. Here we are at the tactics screen, and it's exactly what I said in the last video. Go check it out. But they did have a low block, very, very compressed. They tried to suck us out in order for them to just break out, which they did a couple times. But because defensively we're really, really good now, we nullified their attacks. Partey come into the center to make it over here. Tomiyasu came over here sometimes, but he was a bit more wide in this instance. He wasn't dropping in too much. He was a bit more wide, but I think it was the threat that Ayew started bringing up, which again I stated before, and you started seeing that he was very direct in terms of his running. He wasn't cutting in or really going that wide. He was really direct. So it became a problem once Tomiyasu got sent off, obviously after the second yellow card, because before that we were in control, right? Yes, it was a physical battle, but we were in control. Every time we went forward, they kicked it out, our defense would get it, and we go again. Unfortunately, it did happen to us at the end, but we had a man down. And we kind of went into this back five position where Martinelli was taken off. I think it's for Zinchenko or Gabriel, and for this instance here, which is going to make out that Martinelli is Gabriel. And we went into this back five, right? And Rice, what he was doing, he was stepping in to help with the midfield because we knew, or he knew, that if we just went into a solid back five, they would outnumber us in the midfield. Don't get me wrong, they already did, but it would have been much worse. Okay, we would have had a lot more barrages coming at our door, coming at our goal. But luckily enough, Rice, again, I have to give him credit where it's due, and he was filling this role here, coming here, going. He was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So we've spoken about Crystal Palace, we've spoken about Fulham. Now let's speak about more of the transfers that may be potentially going out or in. It seems like there may be 5 players that could be leaving Arsenal Football Club before the transfer window closes, and that includes Cedric, which I'm not going to lie, I completely forgot about, Balogun, Holding, Elneny, Sambi Lokonga, and maybe Tierney. That's looking like it. It seems that we're trying to get these players out of the door as soon as possible so we can try and bring in more players, and it's suggesting that it's going to be 2 players in order for it to come in and kind of bolster up the weaknesses of the squad, which would be the right wing, which we're kind of going for Mohamed Kudus, but it seems like West Ham have struck a deal with Mohamed Kudus after submitting a £40 million bid, and it seems like that will be indeed accepted. So where does that leave us? It seems that, as you know, we were very, very quick in the market, all right? As soon as the transfer window opened, Timber, Rice, Havertz, straight in, no wasting of time, and we knew what we wanted. But since then, it's quieted down. We've been linked with a bunch of people. Yes, we did sign Raya, but we've been linked to a bunch of people, but we haven't made any official moves. Why? It's because we're still waiting for players to leave the club so we can obviously balance the books and actually go and spend a bit more. Out of those 5 players that I just named, I would probably only want to keep Tierney and Balogun. I don't know what the situation is with Balogun and Arteta, but he's clearly seeing something that we're not seeing, or maybe it's his attitude. You know, Arteta's really, really big on attitude. He wants the attitude that's going to bring the team together, not attitude that is going to have someone assume, and I use that word, assume that they are bigger than the club for whatever reason. The first thing we need to do is get these players out. So out of the 5 or 6 that I just listed, which one would you keep? Which one would you sell? Leave it in the comments below. Should we keep half of them? Should we keep Elneny? Because Elneny has been a great servant, but that midfield area is getting really, really overloaded, and we need to get rid of some players to generate some money. Who would you keep? Who would you sell? Leave in the comments below. With that being said, I hope you have a great rest of the week. Let's go and get that win against Fulham, get another 3 points, build up that confidence, and I think we are going to be covering the Champions League draw next week, the first time in years. I'm so excited. I hope you are as well, and you're going to be seeing another video next week regarding that draw. Hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing night. Take care. Stay Arsenal. Bye.